Today's video, I'm going to be sharing how I do something whenever I find myself falling off of my diet to help keep my calories down. I like to calorie count during the times, maybe it's after the holidays or after a certain period of time that you've done so good and you kind of let things go for a little bit and then you find yourself having to get back in and on it. I like to log each day for at least 30 days the amount of calories I'm eating per day. From the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, I'm counting those calories of each meal, each thing that I ate, whether it was 50 calories or 500 calories, it doesn't matter. Some things you aren't going to get exactly right, but you can get a general sense. And then other meals, you have the opportunity to get a more exact amount, like say a bowl of cereal. You can measure out the cereal by the cup and what it says on the box. You can measure out the milk and the amount it takes it per cup and all of that. And then you'll have more of an exact by reading labels, where sometimes you kind of have to make a guess. Like if you have a banana, you're going to usually want to put 75 to 100 calories. Usually doing a bit more is going to be a little more accurate for you than trying to pretend you had less calories. So if you had 300 calories in a day written down, but you only really had 21, at least you're not fooling yourself and going backwards. Two ways that I keep track of the calories. I used to keep a log with a notebook and write the date down and then write out what I was eating, put the calories, add it up at the end of the day. It's pretty easy to do for anybody who's not digital and doesn't like using their phone for everything. You kind of want just a little notepad there that you can write in every day. It helps just as good. I personally have been trying to get a little more digital, so I've been using Evernote to write out digitally, and then I put the note on my home screen so that while I'm going throughout my day, I just click on it, write out what I ate, put the amount right then and there. So I'll always have it on me. You don't always have your notebook on you. So that's one thing about being digital, is you always pretty much going to have your phone on you. So me personally, I use my phone for it, but a notebook works as well. And after those 30 days, you'll see a huge difference. And by holding yourself accountable, say you want to go eat an extra meal or you want to splurge out on something, you're less apt to, because you want to make sure you stay within the range of which the calories you're trying to consume. So if you're trying to burn some fat, you want to go a little bit under your daily. And if you want to try to gain weight, a little bit over, but not to the point of dirty bulking. So depending on your body mass, your age, and all of that, obviously we all know that 2,000 is the recommended, but everybody's different, so 2,000 isn't an exact number. You kind of learn and know what you need. If you're trying to lose weight, obviously you're going to be doing quite a bit lower. Sometimes even 1,500 calories or less. But you want to eat, you don't want to starve yourself. That's definitely not the way to go, because when you starve yourself, your body is going to be going to its more healthier tissue, such as your muscle, and maybe you lost a little weight, but you're losing muscle weight. And muscle is what burns the fat off even when you're sleeping. So you want to make sure you stay fueled with healthy food throughout the day. And that's another thing you want to keep in mind while you're doing this calorie counting, is making sure that you're also conscious of eating healthier foods, healthier meals, portion controlling, eating as natural the foods as you possibly can. It's not always going to be perfect. You are going to have a few snacks or a few things that are a little off, but try to stay as healthy and as close to nature and God made the food to be as possible, and you can never really go wrong. Cooking your own food helps a lot too. Instead of going out, you'll find that you'll spend less money and that your food is less caloric when you make the food yourself at home. You can make it more nutritious and just as tasty at home And get the family in on it, get everybody in on it, get everybody in on the calorie counting as well if that's what's need be. I've noticed that when I'm counting my calories and being mindful of it compared to when I'm not, I'm more likely going to be more mindful of what I'm eating. If I'm not, the periods of time when I'm not so paying attention to it, because I got to go write it down all the time, sometimes you get an extra meal in, you're not as conscious about it, and next thing you know, you probably ate 500-600 more calories that day than you would have liked. Or say it's on a day where you're going to be going out with friends, you ate pretty good all day, and now you're going to go out for drinks or something. The alcohol is going to add to the caloric level. The next thing you know, you took in 3,500 calories that day, and you didn't write it down, and you're not paying attention, and the next day you feel like crap. One good thing about practicing counting your calories is that it keeps you mindful. If you got to do it longer than 30 days, do it longer than 30 days. If you want to do it for a year, do it for a year. If you want to go all the way with it, do it for your life. Just pay attention to what you're doing. Writing it down, holding yourself accountable. I mean, if you're really far behind on health, 50 pounds overweight, 300 pounds overweight, you're probably going to want to be counting those calories for much longer than 30 days. I just recommend 30 days as starting it out. You can even start for 2 weeks. You'll notice a big difference. And it takes time throughout the years of doing it to get really good. Don't just give up because the first time you tried it, you lost and misplaced your notebook, or you only went 3 days and you stopped writing in it, or you went a week and you didn't see any differences. Like, you have to put in some time doing something new and different to start getting into a rhythm of doing it that holds you more likely to do more of it. Just like making these videos. They're not easy to do. Everybody would be sitting here talking to someone who's not even there. But the more you do it, the more you get used to it. The more you hear your voice, the more you get used to hearing it. It's the worst sound you've ever heard the first few times you've heard your voice, but after a while you just get used to it. And that's just all it is, getting used to things. So that's a great way to manage weight, lose weight, take in more nutritious food, and be mindful of what you're eating, is having a calorie counter log, dating it for that day, everything you ate, putting the calories, adding it up, and staying within the calories that you need to be doing what you want to do. Cheers to your health. Like, subscribe. See you on the next video.